Hello everyone, I'm back to pick up where we left off. I think we had finished with verse 7, and I wanted to pick up right there and show you a few more parallels with what's going on in Psalm 18 as compared to what we see in Revelations chapter 6, particularly not just maybe chapter 6, but with the seals, okay? We saw in verse 7 that there had, it says, then the earth shook and trembled. The foundation also of the hills moved and were shaken because of his wrath, which is his anger. And we saw over here in Revelations chapter 6 and verse 12, at the sixth seal, we saw an earthquake, and that was in verse 12, and we saw in verse 13, it says, and the stars of heaven fell unto the earth. Okay, and we would know that as meteorite, excuse me, I messed up my place here. We would know that as a meteorite shower, something of that nature, okay? And so we see that taking place in the next verse here where it says, there went up a smoke out of his nostrils and fire out of his mouth devoured. Coals were kindled by it. So see these coals here that were kindled by his wrath, which is his wrath or his anger. We see that as in verse 13 here, stars of heaven fell unto the earth. And now here in verse 14 in Revelation 6, it says, and the heaven departed as a scroll when it is rolled together. And we see that coming into play here in verse 9 of Psalm 18. It says, he bowed the heavens also and came down. And I looked up the word bowed, and bear with me just a minute while I flip my notebook over, because I've been making some more notes this morning. The word bowed is right here in my book, and it says to bend the heavens, open or part. I found that in another translation. And the proof that he parted or opened the heavens is where it says, and he came down, just as we see what happened here. He bowed the heavens. If you said he opened or parted the heavens also and came down, that even makes more sense than using the word bowed, because we don't clearly understand what this word means until we look it up. So here we see this still lining up with what we see in Revelation 6 in the seals. This was in the sixth seal. Okay. That's all I'm going to cover at the moment, because this other stuff, I found some information this morning that I'm wanting to try to work in to things further along here, because the Lord has shown me some things this morning that gives me even more explanation. So I'm going to hold off right here, and you can clearly see how Psalm 18 goes along with the seals so far in Revelation 6. And we're going to get into some more of this as soon as I can do a more thorough reading and praying on some other things God has showed me this morning. Y'all have a blessed day. I love you. Bye-bye.